Star Fox in space. Or realistically, it's actually Nintendo 64. But you guys might be noticing a bit of a difference here with this, because for one thing, it's in HD and the game is in widescreen. That is because, ladies and gentlemen, this is Star Fox 64 on the computer. This is a PC port, a full-blown re-implementation of the game on PC, offering 60 FPS support, a number of enhancements that you can enable just by going to the screen and clicking on enhancements. You can change level details, showing character heads and things. You've got fixes like cutscene fixes, restorations, so you can restore this bug. And you can change all sorts of graphical settings and stuff like that, change the controller settings, and even cheat if you so want to do that. And there's also a developer menu here, so you can access debug mode, jump to maps, and change levels and all that. And you know, it's just really, really, really cool. Honestly, I really like how this is all put together. And it's also using a lot of interpolation in order to turn this 30 FPS original game into a full-on 60 FPS release, which there are some little visual bugs that I noticed, but they are quite small in the grand scheme of things, and I'll point them out as soon as we get in. So for now, we're just going to skip the cutscenes, go straight into the first stage of the game. Good old Corneria. Oh.
It's about time.
And the game itself just, you know, it just works like you'd expect it to. It's a very solid PC port. Everything so far just runs fine. You know, right down to like the reflection in the water, stuff like that. Now, for the visual bugs I mentioned, I don't know if it's so much a visual bug and more so a something to do with like the just basically the interpolation, but I noticed the floor seems to update at a different refresh rate to the rest of the game. That might just be an interpolation issue. So, like, when I go to, like, a certain... Basically, look at the floor texture once we're past this little bit of rock here. When we get into the main city, you will notice the floor updates at, like... It looks like it's updating at, like, 30 frames when the rest of the floor isn't. So it has, like, this weird, like, juddering effect. And it does look a little bit ugly, I'm not going to lie, so I'm wondering if that's going to get fixed or sorted anytime soon or what. There is a feature in the settings called Judder Reduction, which originally I thought was to do with this, but when I adjusted it for 60 FPS, I didn't really notice any differences. So, I don't know. Tell you what, I'll change the setting right now just to have jitter fix, that's the one. So I guess I can try this, but I'm assuming that like jittering is like I don't actually know what it is. I'm a bit of a silly, but yeah, that does not change anything as you can see. So it's one of them things. Like I don't know what the cause of that is, and it could very well just be the floor updating at a different refresh of the game. I'm not a developer, you know. I'm not exactly the smartest tool shed in the crate or whatever. Sharpest tool in the box, tool shed in the crate. So you know, there's probably way more. Most of you watching this are probably more intelligent and know more than me about this stuff. But you know, aside from that one thing, though, with like the floors updating differently, this is just perfectly. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And of course, as well, if you do want to. You don't even need to keep playing this at its, you know, higher resolution. So I can lower the frame rate back down to 30. Then, if I go into the resolution editor, I can just set it to, well, wait, what's the setting here? It's here somewhere. I think there is you can basically, well, I can just do this as a resolution scale. So you can lower it down to like what it would roughly be a lot more like on the original system, you know? Maybe not necessarily by here, but it's in the settings somewhere. I've lost my mouse. Where's my mouse gone? Hello? Mouse? Oh, it is, um, oh, there we go. Okay, I found it. I found my mouse. There we are. So if I bump that back up to 100% again, that should be... Well, it says 9020 but 1055. Is that because... it's just because of the menu at the top. Alright. So yeah, you can adjust a lot of settings in here. You can adjust the integer scaling if you want. Basically, this gives you a lot of options if you really want to like tweak things. You can change the MSAA or whatnot. It's all good. It's all really cool stuff. So now that I've obviously got the whole game running at its original frame rate, if we go to the floor now, you'll notice the floor will be updating normally. So it is purely just like for some reason the floor just isn't updating at the same speed as the rest of the game. With any luck, that'll be sorted at some point, though. Like I imagine that'll be sorted fairly quickly because the Harkinian guys, the guys behind this port, the Starship port, they know their stuff. You know, they're very good with these things. So you just bump the frame rate back up to. In fact, I can even get this all the way up to like 360 at maximum, which is very smooth. It's causing the floor to like freak out though. The floor doesn't like that. Let me bump this back down to 60 though. Actually, match refresh rate. There we go. Beautiful. Let's take on this Mr. Man here and lay the beat down. I pushed the wrong button. That is something I've always had a problem with Star Fox 64. For some reason, I always get like somersaults and the somersaults and the U-turn backwards. Like it's been a problem for years. Ever since I first played this game back in the day in the N64, I always do it. And I don't know why, because like I don't know. Like you press down and down to go do a U-turn. That should make sense, but well. But yeah, it's a really cool project, and I'm glad we are seeing more and more PC ports come to fruition. You know, like I know Paper Mario has been decompiled for a while, and I was actually really hoping there would be a PC port of Paper Mario at some point. Unfortunately, that's yet to happen. But you know, the code is out there. People can make it if they have the will and the know-how to do it. It's just a case of will people actually go and do it. I believe it's like Mystical Ninja Goemon, that one. I believe that also has a PC port, which I haven't looked into as well. And it kind of goes to show, like, emulation on Nintendo 64 in general has been it's always been spotty. So it's amusing that a lot of the community's kind of solution now is just basically skip the emulation altogether and just rebuild the games on PC. Oh, gosh. But I'm glad this is happening, you know. I want more games to be decompiled. I want more games to have PC ports. Because you can just improve the games way past what they originally would have been. Another great example is like the Open Goal project with Jack 1, 2, and 3, and I don't know if they're doing Jack X. I hope they are. You know, where Jack 3 still isn't fully out, but Jack 1 and 2, like the PC port is now the best way to play Jack 1 and 2, without a doubt, you know. Which, you know, given now Sony's efforts haven't been the greatest, it's not really a surprise. Because like Jack 1 came out on PlayStation 4, that PC port was that version of the game was an absolute, well, not good. Let's just say that. I was not very happy with how it was handled on the PS4. Like the best way to play those games has still been like the PS2. Like the PS3 ports were passable, but they were not great. But now that we have like the Open Goal project, we just straight up have the definitive way to play that. All in all, I think these things are really cool. You know, and I have so much respect for the developers making these, because like decompiling the game on its own is going to be a no easy task. But then to re-implement the game on top of decompiling the game is just It's crazy work. And I don't know, what can I say? I love it. I'm playing awfully, by the way. I haven't played Star Fox 64 in a while, so I'm a wee bit out of practice. It's been, probably since I did an LP a few years ago, on my LP channel. I think that's the last time I really gone and actually, well, I guess you could say played it. All the way through. But I digress. I'm getting careless! Oh, I love this game. It's so good. But just like with my recent Sonic Advance video as well, I will be posting all of the links to be able to give this a go in the description. So if anyone wants to try this out, well, they can. And it's very easy to try this on out. Unlike the Sonic Advance one where you kind of need to build the game yourself. Because this is a more finished port compared to that. All you really have to do is go to the link, download the thingamadoodle. Make sure you have a Star Fox 64 ROM on standby, and chuck them in the same directory, run the software, bish bash bosh, it'll shit out a PC port for you. And if you are playing this on like the Steam Deck or something, be warned, it does run fine on the Steam Deck, but you'll want to map something to F1 if you want to access the game settings, because F1 opens up the game menu at the top up by here. So if you're running something like a Steam Deck, make sure you have F1 mapped to something. I can't remember if you can actually access it with the on-screen keyboard. I'm assuming you can, but I can't remember. It's been a while since I've messed with SteamOS, because I recently chucked Windows on there. Just to save myself a lot of chaos, really, to tell you the truth. I completely missed the thing, didn't I? Yeah, I wasn't paying enough attention. Oh, well, I'm not doing like a full playthrough anyway with different routes. Actually, I can't even remember the last time I've taken this route. Normally when I'm in this stage, most of the time I am going through like the warp zone. Interesting. Anyway, I'm just going to finish up the rest of this level and then I'll call it a video there, because, you know, I've gotten the base points of this across, you know, I've shown this off. It's, honestly though, it's a really cool project, and like I said, I want more of these to happen. Give me the Banjo-Kazooie ones, for God's sake, please. Because Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, they would benefit so immensely from an actual PC port. I honestly... Oh... I mean, I guess I can emulate the 360 versions nowadays if I want to play an improved version, but it would be nice to have like something native instead of having to rely on emulation, you know? But, and then at least then, like, there's got other improvements I could add to it, like mod support and stuff like that. It could be crazy. So, I'm hoping we get a Banjo PC port at some point. That's basically what I'm saying. Even though, again, running the Xbox 360 improved version of Banjo is still easy enough to do, but I digress.
I'm no match for you.
I admit. God, it's so nostalgic playing this. I used to rent this game a lot, so when I was a kid, we used to have a video store. It wasn't Blockbuster, but it was a, like, independent, like, video rental place. And we actually used to rent this, like, for a good solid couple of weeks, I asked my parents to rent this game out multiple times, because I loved this game, and I never really ended up getting it originally. It's only years after the fact that I managed to buy this game. And, oh, I just have so many fond memories of sitting down on the floor in the living room with the Nintendo 64 hooked up to the TV. Ah, good times. Good times. Although, this game wasn't called Star Fox 64 for us lot over here in the Britain lands. This was originally called Lilac Wars, which I don't think this PC port works with the Lilac Wars ROM. I haven't checked. So, I'm not sure if you can get it with the original Lilac Wars branding for us Brit folks, but if you can, that'd be cool. I don't know, maybe it's something I should check out at some point. But for now, that is it for this video, ladies and gents. Thank you all for watching. Don't be sheepish. And I shall catch you all again. Ta-ta for now, and I hope you all enjoyed. Bye!